going to be a really quick video on the history of vampires, which, as a lot of you may know, has been a legend that has been passed down since the beginning of time. The way that vampires, the myth and the legend as we know them now, started was, I guess you can pinpoint to the Middle Ages when there was the plague, decimated entire towns, and it left mouth lesions on the mouth. So to the uneducated victims, that was a sign of vampirism. So when a suspected vampire died, their body was often searched for signs of vampirism, and some cases a stake was thrust through the corpse's heart to make sure they stayed dead. And of course, you know, they burned bodies who they thought were vampires. They nailed down coffin lids so that the vampires couldn't come back. They put a stake in the vampire's heart to ensure that they didn't rise from their tomb, rise from their sleep. It's been a wildly carried around story, even with different cultures that didn't have contact with each other that well. Like, some form of vampire always existed. So vampires, as we know them today, have transformed into the romanticized version made popular by Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire and all of her other works. And of course, Twilight furthered that perception of the romanticized vampire. And of course, still monsters in some works, like the 30 Days of Night movie portrayed them as just non-English speaking, multiple fangs in their mouths, completely black eyes, just completely vicious, and there's no reasoning with them type of monster. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is a super duper short history of the vampire. And there is a woman called Mercy Brown. She lived in Exeter, Rhode Island in the 1800s, and as their family, the farm family that she was a part of, they lost their family to tuberculosis, Mary Brown is pointed to as the culprit. They called her the vampire, and she was killing them and taking their blood. So when everyone died, the bodies of each family member were exhumed and searched for signs of vampirism. When Mercy died, and her body was exhumed, and it did not display severe decay because she was placed in an above ground vault during a New England winter, so her body stayed, it was able to stay cold and didn't disintegrate. The townspeople accused her of being a vampire and making her family sick from her icy grave. They cut out her heart, burned it, and then fed the ashes to her sick brother. And then he died afterwards. I don't know why they did that. So yeah, that's one story of a vampire in history. There are people who go around now saying that they are really vampires, and they do consume blood, but they do it safely, behind closed doors, most likely in dark clubs who allow this sort of thing, or in the privacy of their own home. And then there are, of course, the psychic vampires who feed off energy of the other, and I'm never sure if these people really are okay with what they're doing, or if they don't know what's happening. But there are psychic vampires like that who I advise you stay away from if you value your energy. So yeah, this is a very short history of the vampire, and I hope you enjoyed watching.